Michael Brown holding a news conference giving an update on the preliminary autopsy report as grand jury is continuing to hear testimony from one of the final witnesses in this case. The panel's going to decide whether to charge Ferguson police officer Darren Wilson in the fatal shooting of Michael Brown early last August. Now, Garrett Tunney's joining us live from Chicago with an update on where all this stands today. Good morning, Garrett.
Good morning, Martha. And the Brown family attorneys, their main message from the family this morning is two things. They said, let there be peaceful protest and no violence or looting after this grand jury decision comes down. Now, the St. Louis County prosecutor, he tells us that that decision is expected to come sometime later this month. Today, the grand jury will hear from renowned forensic pathologist Dr. Michael Baden. He's the one who performed the private autopsy on Michael Brown at the request of the teen's family. That came after the state's examination of the body. And for the most part, the two reports lined up, except for one key difference. The St. Louis County Medical Examiner's report found gunshot particulate on tissue from the teen's thumb. That would indicate that a shot was fired at very close range, and that finding supports Officer Darren Wilson's reported account of the event, that Brown grabbed the officer's gun before it went off in a struggle. The Brown family attorneys are hoping that Dr. Baden will be given access to that tissue to review those findings, since the body had been washed prior to the second autopsy that he previously performed. Meanwhile, folks all around Ferguson have been waiting in anticipation for this grand jury decision for the last several months. Now, this comes as state leaders are now preparing for what could be another slew of large and possibly violent protests.
Express their views. People have a right to express their views and grievances, but they do not have the right to put their fellow citizens or their property at risk. As I've said before, violence will not be tolerated.
And part of those preparations include more than $100,000 spent stocking up on body armor, tear gas, handcuffs, and other gear just in case those protests do turn violent again.